Greetings everyone, my name is Etterville, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Mega Man Maker. During the last part, I covered several of the submissions to Nature's Wrath. So in this part, I'll be covering at least 4 or 5 more Veers made levels, starting up with this one. Blast from the Past by Wardonis, with 18 plays and a score of 2. It's been 2 weeks since I last played Mega Man Maker. I'm glad to be back. The reason for this was that I was too busy with work, and I was too busy working on my 4 pit levels for the Neo Pit of Pits for Make a Good Mega Man Level Contest 3. Wow, this stage took over 45 seconds to load up. I'll definitely edit down the loading times in post. As always, if you want one of your levels to be featured in a future part like this one, please leave both the level name and level ID either in the comment section below or direct message me on Twitter. Also, as always, the full disclaimer of this entire LP series is linked in the description below. Also in the description are the timestamps for all the levels I cover in these parts, so if you want to check if your level is covered, expand the description. Starting off with fairly durable enemies to showcase how powerful it is. A lot of doors. Wardonis said to open up the first 3 doors on the right side of the first main chamber. So let's start out by getting the jet adapter. That'll be really handy in most scenarios. I'll have to return back over here once I gain access to the Shadow Blade. Next up, let's get the plant barrier. Well, I guess I need Shadow Blade in 2 locations then. And already I can almost use 2 shortcuts. Dealing with that second Ben K is going to be a bit of a pain though. I guess I need a damage booster here, or have better timing. Next up, let's get the Shadow Blade. Here's a place where I can use the jet adapter for a change, in order to get a key, not just for a shortcut. Wardonis also warned me not to hoard my keys, so I already know there's at least more than 7 keys in this stage. Let's see what's behind this door. The dive missile. I also find it interesting that these mini levels are a lot shorter compared to the previous mini segments in Wardonis' previous stages. I recognize this reference. This opening section is a reference to the temple entrances in The Legend of Zelda 2: The Adventure of Link. There are at least 2 other references to other classic NES titles. I was hoping there would be a secret up here. I think this is a reference to the first or second temple. Not sure which though. It's been a long time since I last played Link's Awakening. This is probably a recreation of the first temple. It doesn't seem that elaborate. I should have used my other keys earlier. I really should have activated all those other doors. Let's hope I can find the exit. It's probably right after the boss room of this temple. And if I recall correctly, it's to the right of here. And here's the boss room. Key numbers 6 and 7. And we're out of here. Wardonis wasn't kidding when they said not to hoard the keys. I could complete the stage now, but I want the Blizzard attack. It's probably the boss's weakness. Let's get the charge kick next. I kind of like how each of these mini stages are shorter in comparison to Wardonis' previous mini levels. It's a nice change of pace, and adds to the stage's variety. I feel that this is a reference to another NES title, but I can't put my finger on it. Perhaps Kid Icarus? I may be misremembering though. It seems there's always one optional key in the middle of these mini levels, and one at the end that doesn't require special weapons to get. This section seems longer than the previous ones. There's another optional key. Should I go for it though? Sure, it was pretty easy. Thanks for the advance warning, Wardonis. Otherwise, this stage would have a lot more backtracking. This seems fishy. No, it isn't. I just need to go down over here. And there are spikes right over there waiting for me. I guess unlike the previous segments that were located on the right side of the first chamber, these are the elongated stages, just like Wardonis' older stages. So it's effectively a hybrid of sorts, between the old and new designs. And I will say that this stage is rather generous in terms of checkpoint placements and pickups. And there's a charge kick as well as 4 keys. I'm missing the dive missile though. That's still in that Zelda dungeon, so I overlooked it. Probably in one of those one-off rooms. I won't go back for it. I'm pretty well equipped now. The last thing I'll get is a super adapter. I feel that this is also a reference to a classic NES title. I'm not sure at all what this stage is. Perhaps it's also Kid Icarus, Stage 2, the Overworld? There's something up over there, it's probably a shortcut. It was sort of a shortcut as well as an optional key. I could end this segment early, but I want to get the super adapter. There are a bunch of spare keys in this level. Well, I guess I don't go down over here. It's just a safety spot. Wait, where was the super adapter then? Let me double check. This section is a lot more straightforward, so I'll go through this again instead of the Zelda dungeon. I feel I overlooked the capsule as I took the upper pathway. Unless it's a secret to the top left of the stage. That was my bad. Aha, so there was actually an extra key lying out over here. This is where I fell into the pit. In that case, where's the dive missile? Hang on a minute, I can go over that wall. Sadly, nothing's here, so I probably overlooked it or it isn't there. Probably the former. I have more than enough keys, so let's get to the end of the level. Plus, I believe I have the boss's weakness. It's a blizzard attack. There are many spare keys in this level, so you don't need to go through most of these segments, thankfully. It's your choice. You only need to get 4 keys after all. Decent work, Wardonis. It does get a bit long if you go 100%, but if you want to just go straight for the exit, it'd probably only take about 8 to 9 minutes. Second up is I'm Tired by CODIJOYN, with 14 plays and a score of -1. Going to be a shorter level, probably only 10 to 15 screens long. Thanks for the checkpoint. This level is rather plain, all things considered, especially relative to the previous level I played. And its difficulty balancing is kind of off. It is gradually getting tougher, but it still feels rather plain and rompy. It is more on the difficult side, as it assumes you understand how these gimmicks work already, as they're introduced over bottomless pits. For all these enemies, the level is assuming you've encountered these before. Suddenly big fish enemy. And that. The biggest problem I had there was that one take Tento. Otherwise, this was a rather plain fortress level, rather subpar. At least this is a somewhat neat boss battle. Well, that was a rather poor attempt on my part. At least I only died one more time off screen, and that was my fault. There, this is going a lot better. As I said, this was a rather vanilla subpar fortress level. Third up is a third gimmick stage by Little Mac, with 21 plays and a score of 5. This is going to be a puzzle / gimmick oriented stage. The safer way of doing this. And that's how you get past this first screen. Pretty easy and straightforward here, as long as you're paying attention. Let me take the lower slide path. In fact, it grants me an extra E-tank, so it was worth it. I'll need to get the charge kick from the other side. I do want to see what's up in that teleporter first. Two keys. And we're sent back over here, and this is a one-way pathway as well. We lose access to all special weapons here. I need to reflect the shots back at the junk blocks. If you didn't know this fact, then you'd be soft-locked. Before moving onwards, I want to get the charge kick next. It's a slow-going process, though. Now let's see what's inside this teleporter. More keys. Another segment where I need to reflect the shots back. This is a neat gimmick utilizing Proto Man's reflective abilities. I wish more puzzle levels utilized this mechanic. one of these racing segments now. Wasn't able to make it past the damage list in time. I'll go to the rest of the stage as Mega Man, with the power adapter. I guess the teleport to the left is to reset this room. If I actually took the lower route, I'd be able to gain both the Noise Crush and the Firestorm. Oh well, I might have lost. Then again, by taking the upper teleporter, I gained access to the Shadow Blade. Overall, this was a neat puzzle level. But remember, you need to know that the reflected shots off of Proto Man's shield can destroy the junk blocks. Nice difficulty curve and nice usage of the mechanics and special weapons. Forward up is Wily's Arctic Research Center by TylerBot, with 17 plays and a score of 1. I believe that this is version 3 of their stage. I played version 2 in the past. I can either go to the stage as Proto Man or Mega Man. I'll go to it as Mega Man, as I'd rather have the Mega Buster over the Atomic Fire. Plus, I acquired the Firestorm really early into the stage. I'd like to point out that in that special series of rooms, there were several large weapon capsules laying about. That's for Proto Man. Introducing us to the Icicle Techs. There's likely a Spike segment coming up. Does this stage have split pathways? I'll have to double check. I'll do that in post. If it does have split pathways, I'll showcase Proto Man's route right after this one. All enemies and gimmicks are first introduced in safer environments and gradually escalated. That's good design. I just wish the ice physics weren't as strong here. I also wish this engine had damage spikes, like in the Mega Mix engine. Now we're using the Icicle Techs over spikes, combined with the Crystal Joes. I'm going for an optional E-Tank. That was a close one. Another close one. That was my bad. I didn't jump fast enough. That battle against the Gachapon is a lot more difficult if you don't have access to the Firestorm. Nevertheless, this entire stage is doable buster only. It's still on the more challenging side though, especially with all the spikes and bottomless pits, and some of the positioning of the enemies. I'd like to demonstrate something. See, the hitboxes of these Icicle Techs are a bit bigger than what they appear to be, and I can't slide off of the icicles either. This is easily the most frustrating part of the stage for me. I died 20 times just to get past this segment because of drop button inputs and the Icicle Techs not working consistently. I wish this was eased up a bit. I would have liked this more if we actually had damage spikes in this engine. I understand the idea behind that section, but the engine does not work well with it. That's it, I'm not taking any chances. I want to use the E-Tank. Thank you for the Ishiki as well as the checkpoint, really appreciate it. Time for the boss battle against Iceman. His weakness is probably the Firestorm. It is. This is much easier than a one screen, so I'm not complaining. That was another close one. Overall, outside of one screen, I like this level. So the fifth and final level of this episode is MMA Demo-Tremor Man by Apple123and with 9 plays and a score of 1. This is looking to be a shorter level. We immediately start off with a boss battle against Stone Man. He's being used to create the earthquakes in this level. Hopefully he can't throw his power stones at me. It does spawn in these Catan Bayons every time he shakes the ground though. They are telegraphed with these wires. I really hope there's a large pickup somewhere. That'd be really handy. This works too. Now to the second part of the stage. I just wish this boss team was less repetitive. As in, I wish they used a different boss team. The tremors are a neat gimmick, though I wish these wires and respawning enemies were utilized more. We're almost there. There's Stone Man. The easy way of fighting him. He can't hurt me whatsoever, as long as I stay over here. I'm not sure if this was intended. Well, he can't hurt me if he decides to use the Power Stone. This was an okay level, I just wish its tremor gimmicks were utilized more. It was okay at best. So out of the 5 levels I played in this episode, my favorite one would be Blast from the Past by Wardonis, with an honorable mention going to Tylerbot's level, Wily's Arctic Research Center. That would have been my favorite one, my co-favorite one, if that 1 or 2 screens weren't there. Well then, thanks for watching and have a nice day. Toodles!